All right. Welcome back from break. Boy, we went through quite some stuff there. So,
Plagues and blood, woo!
plagues of blood.
Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. Uh that brings us around the loop. Golden.
All right,
I think you're the mistaken right now?
that's right.
I like that we keep alternating back and forth like that. I think it's really good.
It's good. And so it was that Microscopium was in the city, managing the estate and trying to help the children, Rygo, Deneb, Altair, Arcturus, and Capella, who had all fallen ill with the plague. And there was nothing he could do as they started to bleed.
But only if. Microscopium made the right decision, if not for everyone, just for the kids he has to take care of. And
But only if. Oh, you can continue.
I was going to clarify that it's like they're getting sick now, but it's good that they're getting the blood plague now rather than later.
But only if. No one is spared from this disease. Everyone is a 100% infection rate.
So
That
is
was how
this
it happened.
from Plague Inc.
That's the mini game.
Mm-hmm.
Stepfather,
Yeah.
my eyes hurt. My eyes are bleeding, Daddy.
So Microscopium is seeking aid, and everywhere he goes, all the apothecaries are closed. There are people dying in the street. And Microscopium also feels a sudden pain in his head and realizes he too has fallen ill.
So I'm thinking, since this is Polaris, they have to be sick with fevers because heat is evil. Okay. So what Microscopium is doing, we see Microscopium not in their usual luxurious coat, and I'm feeling like it's this like winter coat and like suit combination. We don't see them in that here because he's in I think this like red robe, and he's just covered in like little kid snot and like trying to take care of 5 kids at once, that sort of thing.
As they're all wailing at you, begging for some sort of relief from this terrible sickness.
Mm-hmm. I am taking care of them by, I think what's good for our people in this sort of circumstance is it's like this reverse sauna thing where it's all steamy all over the place, but because everything is cooling down so much, so there's just wet condensation everywhere.
It's like outside right now if you live in Illinois.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
It's a horrible ice storm. They're being glazed over by this layer of ice as this cold rain and harsh 40-mile-an-hour winds blow through this building.
So I definitely think this is where we can see the auroras beneath the ice. The place that you take them to this reverse sauna has the auroras like swirling around.
I
the ice
feel like I
around them.
should point out, in case we've forgotten, that last episode, Shara's love laser freed the auroras from beneath the ice.
So
That's
they're just
true.
chilling out in the sky then. You're right. Thank you.
Mhm.
There's auroras. They're not beneath the ice.
Yeah.
They're just wherever.
But only if you know that no one naturally recovers from this disease.
But only if the time that I know that is as I'm doing research in between taking care of all of these kids. I didn't know this before.
And so it was.
That was how it happened.
Mm. But as you're watching, you're seeing the town die, and that was how it happened.
But only if Microscopium's kids are feeling better now that they're below the house in like they aren't doing better, but they're feeling better now that they're in the reverse sauna in underneath Microscopium's mansion.
But only if you know that's only because the plague has advanced to the next stage.
But only if it's known that Microscopium did the best he could.
But only if Microscopium believes Aquale's quest is doomed to failure.
And that was how it happened.
You sent me on a doomed quest. Why would you do this to me?
That was how it happened.
Hey, thinking of Doomed Quest.
Wait,
And
Oh,
so
oh.
it was.
Thank
There we
you.
go.
Sorry.
And so it was.
As the moons and
Stars.
stars watch and
What?
wept.
and the moons wept and also watched.
We got this.
Hmm. I'm going to give you apathy for the fate of the people that aren't your direct responsibility.
What about sending Aquile on a doomed quest?
Yes, definitely calisthenics. You can have 2 XP.
There we go. I'm gonna double refresh because that is how that works.
I'll get that one. You got 2
Oh,
Does
yeah.
that mean it advances twice?
I think
Yeah.
so. Actually, it does.
So you're at 2
So-
weariness now. That's so good.
Congratulations.
All right, so something
worked really
weird
hard.
happened.
The next scene has to involve
The Solaris Knight or the Pale Queen or whatever she is.
Yeah, where's that roll?
I keep forgetting what she's called too. Gotta go find it.
See page 84. All right. Apparently, it was too long for me to abbreviate.
The Solaris Knight and the Frost Maiden.
Frost Maiden, that's it.
Yes.
Well, Solaris Knight would make sense because you're already having dealings with him.
Mhm.
Who knows? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, now speaking of Doom quests, you may go ahead.
Thank you. And so it was that Aquile, Shara, Arcturus, and Pisces spent a season waiting for the plant to bloom that had been buried in the blizzard.
But only if, at the end of the season, it does bloom and Aquile is allowed to return it to the people.
But only if by delaying this long, there are far, far fewer people left to return it to.
But only if, while many have died, Aquile is able to use this plant to completely eradicate the plague.
Well, you ask far too much.
What you gonna tick?
I am gonna tick the lore of demons. This is a demon plague. And Aquile knows can never be truly driven from the land as long as the mistake still exists.
Okay, then, but only if, when Aquile returns, she is able to cure the people and drive off the plague so long as the flower blooms in the temple that they construct to protect it.
And that is how it happened.
And that was how it happened.
And so, after this season, the four of them all return back to the remnants, back to the people, dragging the frozen body of... I'm totally picturing Tigmine is like in like an ice cube thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like an ice coffin,
Yeah.
basically.
Oh, perfect. That's even better. I've been playing a lot of Into the Breach, and I'm just picturing the freeze mechanic from that specifically, but Ice Cosmo is way cooler. So the five of you and this flower return and begin to cure the people, and you cannot find your friend Microscopium or his family.
And so Aquile raises her voice in song. And her voice is carried on the wind. And Microscopium hears this and knows that Aquile has returned and has been successful. And returns to the remnant to be cured and for Microscopium's family to be cured.
That was how it happened.
That was how it happened.
And so it was.
And so it was. Yay! Good things!
Yeah.
Astani, you're too good at this game.
Or not good enough, because I'm not sure. Did we see any XP there? Am I missing XP again?
Hmm.
You're not pushing me hard enough, Kelsa.
You're right. I gotta push you harder. All right. I gotta push you harder next time.
Yep.
Okay. I'll
Sorry.
push all them buttons.
I mean, I've given you so many.
I'm sorry. All right. I'll push you harder next time. Don't
No,
worry.
it's fine. I'm just teasing you a little.
All right. That was my scene. So Lavender.
Okay, so that makes it mine. So I either get to be Microscopium and continue this scene, which sounds pretty interesting, or I could play Tegmine's Mistaken. I think I want to play Microscopium again because
I'm actually on board with that. I know we've been like traditionally swip swapping, but I like the idea of leaving Tigmine frozen a little longer. So I'm totally fine with you playing Microscopium right now.
And also, I think because this is our first time hitting weariness, I think we're all kind of anxious to see what that's going to look like.
Yeah. So
yeah.
you get to add a new fate called Betrayal of the People.
Ooh. Let me add that.
You also become more icy and more lighty, but we're not trading that.
Okay. Cool. Let me turn that on its side. That's good. I don't have that many fates. I only had the one up to until now. There we go. Is there anything else I should be aware of for weariness?
No, it just goes up or down depending on your point of view.
Oh, you can now
If
ask
we
to
were,
die.
yeah, you can now ask to die, and I can ask for the end of the world.
Or like total transformation or destruction of the world.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Thank you for
I've
reminding me.
got the power.
It's true. And so it was that Microscopium welcomed Aquilay into his house.
Oh, you ask far too much. I'm gonna mark off balance. You can't just succeed automatically. That there has to be a cost.
Okay, cool. Okay, I have an idea. Microscopium walks outside of the mansion to meet Aquilay, and we are going to have a tense conversation about me sending her on this quest, and we're gonna sort this out.
But only
Oh, go ahead. I was just gonna say, as a moon, I just want to remind us that either the frost, whatever, or Solaris Knight has to be involved in this scene. So
Yep.
let's remember.
Okay.
I still can't remember.
Frost Maiden?
It's my boo. Frost Maiden. All right. But only if it is a brief conversation that leaves you separated.
Is there a stipulation that I want? But if I try to get more out of this, then you get something else out of this. This is the beauty of the system.
Well,
But even if you don't ask for more, the next time you say anything, I can still, but only if it.
That's
That's
true.
true.
But don't forget, you got lots of stuff to exhaust. So
Yeah.
don't be afraid to do that.
Don't be afraid,
Push
but
what
also
you-
don't feel compelled.
Sure.
It's
Okay.
your move.
It can be a short conversation with Aqualay, but only if we are separated but on good terms.
That was how it happened.
Okay, perfect.
You can play it out if you want.
Sure thing. I'd like that. Aqualay, you've returned in our time.
Microscopium, you are unwell.
We, as expected, have caught the plague as well. I still believe that this is going to protect my house from the mistake, but
You must come to the temple. Witness the flower. It will cure you and your children.
is that so?
It is so. I have seen it work.
I haven't found anything else that could work, but I trust you.
All right. I can't stay. There's much I have to do. But please, at your earliest convenience, you and your children must go.
I couldn't leave with you now anyway. I would need to prepare all these children for travel. I never tried to have kids, and now I've wound up with some. It's
Quite a
wonderful.
handful, I can imagine. I clasp your hand and say, we have lost so many, and I am glad that we have not lost you too.
This feeling is completely mutual. I'll see you soon.
And I you, my good friend.
You'll have to meet the children. They're lots of fun.
I look forward to it. And I turn and
Okay.
go.
Farewell.
You're narrating.
Yeah, I was trying to remember whose scene are we in, and yeah, I think, and so it was.
You can't. You have to have the Solaris Knight
Yep.
Oh,
or
okay.
Frost Maiden show up.
Would you like me to start narrating?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. You get up to kids, and you take them to the temple where you see the dead bodies of Aqualay and Tegomani and all their companions, and on the pedestal where the flower should be sits the Solaris Knight.
You ask for too much.
All right. What are you exhausting?
I mean, technically, I don't think they have to exhaust anything because you can't kill.
I don't. They're not dead.
Oh, okay.
It's just what you see.
Ah.
I think that's fair.
He's having a
Okay.
vision.
Okay, that's fair.
And also, could be in the future, and like this could be at the very end or something.
Sure, sure.
Are you
sure,
okay
sure.
with it being a vision, or do you still want to not ask far too much of it?
Oh, I like it being a vision. I feel
Yeah.
like that complicates the journey there. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So Solaris Knight looks at the dead bodies and says, "Thank you."
What happened here?
Well, these
I want
brave
to know
knights
everything.
came back with the cure to the plague, knowing that you would be in need. And that led them right into my trap.
But only if this is the part of the vision where Microscopium wakes up in the sauna.
And so it was that you wake up, your head is in the lap of the Frost Maiden, and she is brushing your hair aside with her ice cold hands.
but only if I've met her before.
But only if. I'm gonna take Capella. Capella is the Frost Maiden.
Ooh, okay.
I'm okay with that. That was how it happened.
Your face is covered with blood because she is still operating from the sickness, and that's how it happened.
Oh, I had a horrible vision in my sleep. I think it's time for us to go to the temple. I'm going to tell all of the children. What are you bringing with you?
Well, I don't play the children, but I will play Capella.
You've taken her, so you can play her.
Yeah. Capella says, "Oh, we are too weak to go. You know, if we leave this place, the heat will surely perish. Besides, there's nothing you can do. Sooner or later, you're going to betray the people."
Capella, what are you saying?
It's your fate. Don't you understand? It's the fate of all the knights eventually to turn on us. Eventually, for their care, to turn to hatred.
Capella, I'm aware that your father had connections to the Order through the Senate just like I do, but you were never a knight yourself.
Of course, I'm just a child.
I think there are certain things you don't understand about what a knight has to do in order to become a knight. That's not how knights act. That's not the point, and even if we did make a mistake, we would fix it.
But only if you believe that if these children became knights, that it would be bad for them.
Oh yeah, I think that's totally true. That was how it happened.
That was how it happened.
Capella, I don't think you... I think, if anything, this just proves we need to be moving even more quickly. I'm going to go through that door, and I'm going to round up your brothers and sisters, and we are going to go very swiftly to the temple. Are you ready? What do you need to take with you? I think that's like that trailing off there is like a good conclusion to that.
Sure.
Because it's like, pack up, kids, we're going to the temple. Yeah. And so it was.
Going to the temple. So it was.
As moons watched.
And the stars wept. I don't know.
Close enough.
Yep.
Okay. I'll give you XP sympathy for mistaken, because you're trying to take care of Capella, even though she's now the Frost Maiden.
Mm-hmm. I am
I'm gonna...
with the two, the Solaris Knight and the Frost Maiden.
And also, you seem pretty cynical there about everything you saw, and also about the Senate
And the
and
knighthood.
Knights
Yeah, because
and the knighthood.
you think your kids becoming knights is a bad thing. That's pretty cynical.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Oh god.
All right, go ahead and take 2 XP.
Yes.
Very, very intense. Yeah. Your
Beautiful.
weirdness
So
is
you
just
gain
going.
2 more weariness.
Wow, congratulations.
Or wait, or do you? Yeah, you do, because you get your roll
They're
lower.
all under. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is actually
Man, that's really hard to roll at. Well,
Yeah,
And
well,
so-
that's right.
Yeah.
So you can hit 5, but if you try to go over 5, that's when you become a demon, right? Is that the idea?
I'm not sure what happens at 5.
If you could find that, that would be great, because my Google Drive is freaking out on me.
Yeah, I'll search for it.
Okay.
It's gonna take me a minute.
4 is the highest possible value for wariness. If, while this value is at 4, the heart rolls in advance, the protagonist has finally given in frustration and pain and turned against the people. The character has become a demon and can no longer be considered a protagonist. As with when a character dies, take time to reflect on the character's tragic fall. If you wish, Heart or Mistaken can frame a last scene focusing on this protagonist, which showing the exact moment of their descent. But even though the character has turned permanently to a foul demonic creature, does not mean the character has left play. This character, former protagonist, must now return to the play as a demon antagonist. Furthermore, whenever the character is present in a scene, that character's old heart will still guide him.
Interesting.
Yep, just the same as when a character dies, you may choose to make a new protagonist to fill the gap, or continue play with one less.
Okay.
I'm in.
So you're basically on the cusp.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close.
It's either death or demon. Because you have to get a 5 or 6 the next time you roll XP to not.
Yep.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay.
Okay, I think... Whose scene is it next?
So it's my turn,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to see more of what's going on with Ein.
Yep.
So I will be playing You're Mistaken. And so it was that Ein wandered lost in the blizzard, bereft of faith, of any people he would call friend, of everything that he held dear. He wandered lost in the blizzard. What was Ein seeking in this blizzard?
He was just trying to get to the next city, as he was ordered. He was compelled to do. Trying to find more of the people that would become infected.
And as we watch him press through this blizzard, we see the harsh winds stinging at his flesh, and his eyes water, and Ein weeps tears of blood.
But only if he collapses in sight of another city, and they are tears of joy.
But only if the cheers of joy are because he has collapsed.
Right. And therefore he cannot make it to the city.
That was how it happened. And we watch as Ein lays with the city on the horizon, blood weeping from his eyes. And this blood seeps into the snow and into the ice. And it begins to spread like veins, like capillaries.
But only if this blood is making a symbol that shows the council that Ein has betrayed his Geas and is not continuing to spread the plague as he was commanded.
You ask far too much. Oh, I don't have any X's. Oh, there they are. I was like, I don't have any X's. I'm gonna tack on Knight of the Order of Stars. Actually, no. I'm gonna do Lore of Demons or Order of Stars. I'm gonna do Lore of Demons because your blood that is your tainted mistake blood that's weeping from your eyes and is spreading out like capillaries everywhere, that's still spreading the plague. You're still doing the job even if you're laying in the middle of the snow in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's just blossoming out of you like a big old plague angel.
I feel like that was too much that, but
I mean, I'm just saying that no,
like
this is my intent. But what I'm saying is no, you ask far too much. You're not your Geas.
Okay.
You've not failed your Geas, is what I'm saying.
well, now that you've revealed your intent,
I mean, you know what? You can go against that, and then I'll find something else to do.
yeah. Okay. All right. And furthermore, Ein draws his starlight sword and cuts his hand, and the blood erupts with the light of the stars and slays everyone it touches.
What are you? So you're using Starlight Sword. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm using Starlight Sword.
And furthermore, it slays not only everyone it touches, but everything. And as this light of the stars comes out of Ein's bleeding stump, it strikes Ein's Starlight Sword and dissolves it into stardust. So I'm also adding your Starlight Sword. You don't have that anymore. Oh no.
Oh no. And furthermore, I'm going to check Lore of the Demons. Because there is a limit to range that you can transform at this point. To the maximum part of the range you can affect at this time, everything is destroyed, and Ein is left floating in nothingness.
Are we? How's it work? Wait, what?
Yeah, you said everything. It destroys everything and everyone, and I said it touches everything.
Well, you said it destroys
as far as it
everyone.
can.
I say it destroys anything.
Right. So anything and anyone, we've agreed it destroys anything and anyone, and I'm saying it destroys all that it can and can go no further.
Is that a
And
thing
there
we're allowed to do?
There's
at this
nothing
point?
else left in this area.
Okay, in this area. Okay, I thought you were
Right.
saying like the world was completely
No.
gone. I was like, I think we're not
Well, so
allowed.
I'm saying like you have a maximum amount of the world you can transform,
Mhm.
and I'm saying that area is destroyed. You can go no further.
Okay.
There's not even ice or water or air.
Or light.
There's nothing or
Okay.
light or darkness.
And furthermore, I'm gonna tick Night of the Stars, and say that Ein is deemed responsible for this great catastrophe, and is stricken from the Order of the Night of the Stars.
I want to say, and so it was, but I want to actually say that he's like no longer a member, but they actually have to go through a ritual and stuff to actually kick him out. And I want to play that out. Is that okay, or are you looking to like cut it off right now?
I'm okay with saying it will be stricken from
Okay.
the...
I mean, he's out, right? But now there's a ceremony that has to happen.
I mean, can we remove it as a thing you can draw on, but you still have to play it out? Because you're no longer a knight. It
All right.
is all bureaucracy at this point.
That's fine.
Okay.
Because we're gonna end the conflict there.
Okay.
Wait, you can't delete my
You're-
Starlight Sword.
Your star it broke into Stardust. You don't have it anymore.
Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
Okay, fine.
I know. I'm taking
right.
everything for you. That's my job.
Okay, I'm in nothingness. I am
You're nothingness
all
with
there
nothing.
is. I am in nothingness with nothing.
It's gonna look real ridiculous.
I really want to describe it though. So,
Yeah, exactly.
do you have more to do to be mistaken now that I am nothing and nowhere with nothing?
No, you're still a priest of the cloth with no faith.
That's right. You can take the faith out of the priest. We can't take the priest out of the faith.
I mean, you probably can, but we'll save that for another time.
Oh,
so
you want to take it from me right now?
No,
Okay.
I don't want to. We see Ein just floating in nothingness. I want to know before we end this, what is Ein feeling as he's floating in nothing? What is he seeing? How does he react to this? I want to know that before we end.
I think he's just like overwhelmed with sorrow and is also like happy that this is the worst that could happen. There's nothing else worse that could be done or that he could do. that he has hit rock bottom, and there is comfort in that.
Yeah.
Okay.
As
Sure.
your new moon and like the narrator of your inner world, I think for the first time you have time to think of all of your family members like Celeste and like the people that you know from the remnants that you've met along the way that aren't affiliated with the order and you're just friends with them. And I think that's like a big part of the sorrow and tragedy of it.
Yeah.
And so it was.
And so it was.
So I'm not sure. I know I did a lot of bad things to Ein, but was there? Do you guys see XP in that? Because I am not sure.
I can't think of any.
Yeah, because there wasn't really callousness. I mean,
And I
he
killed
was-
them.
actually, you know what? He did kill a bunch of people, and also he was still going to try to spread the plague, and only failed to do so because he collapsed. Which I would say is
okay.
is pretty pretty apathetic thing to do, and then destroyed a whole bunch of people.
All right.
Enjoy your refreshes.
Called it.
Nope. I am still very zealous.
You're still a zeal boy. That's okay. Even with everything that I did to you. And you still do not have weariness in your heart.
Nope. Sorry, I know.
We're gonna
It's-
get you. I'm gonna
It's that
get you.
faith at the edge of the ice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It
he
has
doesn't even
faith
have
in
that
you,
anymore.
even if you don't have faith in it.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
doesn't even have it anymore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've taken that from.
Well, I think it's a good time to take another short break. I need to refill my water bottle,
Mhm.
and give us a quick minute to get our brains in order.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
So go ahead and kick us on over.